Welcome back to Andersen Acres. Today we're taking a deep dive into the wonderful world of container gardening. Perfect for anyone eager to add greenery and blooms to small spaces or balconies or just a cozy corner. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just planting your first pot, this video will guide you step by step into choosing plants, containers, and soils that will thrive together. Let's start with why container gardening is such a winning choice for so many people. Many annuals and tender perennials make excellent container plants. When grown in pots, window boxes, or even a creative container such as, an old pair of boots maybe. That could be a container. But these plants can transform any spot into a vibrant green space. And while hardy perennials, shrubs, or even small trees may adapt to containers, they demand more specialized care to thrive long term. If you're unsure where to begin, your local nursery can be an invaluable resource. They can help you select plants suited to your climate and the container environments you're working with. Not every plant makes a good container plant. Some plants just do better outside. So do a little research for each plant that you would like to container garden, and don't be afraid to experiment. At the end of the day, it's just a plant. So let's talk about choosing the right plant. Garden centers and nurseries often offer a selection of annuals and tender perennials specifically for containers. Think your pansies, your petunias, snapdragons, coxcombs are another good one, lobelias, geraniums, daisies, spike plant I've had do well in containers, Dusty Miller. All these guys can lend some color and some texture and some life to your container displays. But as you choose, keep in mind that certain perennials, think black-eyed Susans and hostas, wisteria, large lavender, even wide-spreading peonies, may be better off planted in the ground due to their rather aggressive root systems or overall size. Again, not everything is suited to a container. But equally important to selecting the right plant is selecting the right container. Make sure it has drainage holes, otherwise you're going to run the risk of waterlogging your roots and inviting rot. Don't use garden soil or heavy topsoil. This will impede drainage. Instead, choose a good quality potting mix formulated for containers. These are lightweight mixes and they balance moisture retention with proper airflow for healthy roots. A handy tip, some potting mixtures include fertilizer, so check the label to see if you'll need to supplement later. Now, size matters in container gardening. Small pots dry out fast, stress plants, and demand more frequent watering. Large containers, which is at least 12 inches across, provide more stable areas for root zones and better moisture retention. The material of your pot also influences soil conditions. Unglazed terracotta wicks moisture quickly, so they might require more frequent watering. Plastic or glazed pots retains moisture longer, making them easier to manage, but also easier to waterlog. Get creative. You can use rather unique things to turn them into planters. You could use galvanized tubs or old teapots. Vintage buckets can make charming choices if they're outfitted with proper drainage or if you're willing to be very careful with how much you water. Once you've got your containers and your plants, it's planting time. That's the fun. So you want to start by moistening your potting mix until it's uniformly damp. And you might want to add slow release fertilizer if your mix doesn't already include it. Okay? This will give up your plants a nutrient boost as they begin to be plants. This is important. Okay? Next, you're going to insert a layer of lightweight screening or even an old stocking over the drainage holes to keep the soil from escaping. You want to let the water out, but keep the soil in. So some kind of screening or a mesh or something that'll stop that soil from going. You want the soil to stay in, water to go out. Okay? Then you're going to fill your pot to within a couple inches of the rim with your potting soil. Press firmly, okay? So you want to make sure you're pressing it down pretty well so that you don't put your soil in and then 2 days later go, what, there's only half a thing of soil. You want to make sure you fill it all the way up, give it a good firm press. Okay? Then you want to press your plants in gently with their root ball intact. So clear away some dirt. Take your plant with its root ball intact. Don't mess with it unless it's root bound. And gently nestle it in, cover it up, and be gentle. Tuck soil around them as needed. Okay? Generally, with container plants, you should plant so the top of the soil from the old container is the top of the soil with the new container. Maybe just a little bit of soil over top. Tuck the soil around, basically like putting your plant to bed. Tuck them in nicely, not harshly. Be gentle with the root balls. Okay? Be gentle. Then you want to do kind of a finishing soak of water to help settle the soil and give the roots the hydration they need to start establishing themselves in their new home. Grouping several containers together creates a charming mini garden, heightening texture and visual appeal. Pair plants with similar growing needs. Sun lovers with sun lovers, water lovers with water lovers. This helps you avoid the maintenance mismatches later on. Now, current best practices advice to help your new potted plants thrive. Okay. Don't skimp on the drainage. Don't think, I won't overwater. I don't need drainage. You're going to overwater. You need the drainage. It's good for your soil's health and your plant's stability. Okay? You don't want root rot to set in, so you want that excess water to be able to wick away. Very important. Containers must shed their extra water, especially if they're outside and subjected to rain. Otherwise, root rot, not fun. Second, always use a quality potting mix, not garden soil. Don't go outside and shovel in a bunch of soil. Okay, you want to use potting mix. That's important. Okay, it helps ensure moisture control and aeration. Third, group plants with similar sunlight and watering needs. This keeps them healthier and reduces guessing, right? You know that all these plants in this window need that amount of light, so I'm going to leave them there and they need this much water. Group them together based on their needs. Fourth, you want to avoid containers that are too small. Proper sizing keeps your soil from drying out too quickly and protects roots from heat stress. And fifth, experiment with self-watering options like terracotta spikes or Ola-style reservoirs, which reduce watering frequency and support deep root growth even when you're away. Personally, I like those big glass balls with the siphon. You fill up the thing, you go burnt into the dirt, and the glass balls are pretty and the water slowly hydrates the soil. That's what I like, but there are multiple options. See what works best for you, because we're all different and we prefer different things. We have different schedules. So depending on your schedule and how you like to water, you might have a different self-watering solution. Okay? And I use these kind of things even when I am home. It just prevents overwatering and they're pretty. So they also work well if I do have to be away overnight. I don't have to worry, or for a few days. I can fill up the balls. Pretty. They're nice glass balls. In closing, container gardening is a flexible, creative, and rewarding way to grow beautiful plants in small or challenging spaces. By picking the right plants, containers, and soil, and planting thoughtfully and with care, you're setting your garden up for vibrant growth. Keep an eye on maintenance and enjoy the beauty you've crafted right where you are. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. If you tried container gardening before, let me know in the comments what your favorite plants or container is. What are your creative garden ideas for your containers? I would love to hear them. Thanks for spending time with me today, and we'll see you tomorrow.